Up this way? Oh, what did it say in the bottom? It said something in the bottom there. I doubt I'll be able to check. Yeah, I figured. Oh my word, it's Alba again. What? Alba? So we meet again, and you are once more 2 steps behind me at the start. You've had a bad string of luck lately, but that's gonna end. You have only luck, whereas I have true skill. Yeah, whatever, dude. You're not even dude, you're loser. I'm actually quite happy to see you. Oh, nasty feeling. Something's up. It must be more than simple chance that our paths have crossed. Why don't we use this opportunity for a contest? Contest? Yes, a competition to see who can defeat a monster fastest here. We're doing this again? Didn't we do this back in North Solardo? Or was it North Solardo or the continent before that? There's supposed to be a large monster in here, right? If you defeat it first, you win. Simple as that. So what do you say? Alba, this is work. It isn't play. You worry too much, Anea. None of the monsters here will be difficult that our lives are in danger. Why can't we have a little fun? Alba, someday. Someday. Okay guys, let's get this going. So what? You decide and we do whatever you say? We should be able to decide for ourselves. Well now, that sounds a little like cowardice. I do really like Cheryl. I do like Cheryl's like spunky, sassy attitude. Like it's really good. If you asked me right now who my favorite was, I'd probably say Cheryl. Just because I like her personality. But we did just get her, so she really hasn't had much moments to shine. But I'd probably say Cheryl if you were to ask me my favorite right now. But even then, I don't love her, but, you know, I think she's neat so far. What the hell do you think you're doing? Playing target practice with your fat head. Yeah, stuff like that. Cheryl's pretty great. You call me a coward again and you'll regret it. Are you calling me out? I'll take you on, firecracker. Whoa, language. And lose. We'll see who the losers are. Alec, we have to do this contest now. Whoa, what are you getting us into, Cheryl? You're normally the one getting us into stuff, Lutz. What a hypocrisy thing to say from Lutz there. Stop whining, girly. Hypocrisy is not a word, but you get what I'm trying to say. Lutz is such a hypocrite right now. I'm not a girl. Okay, guys, enough. Alec, we have to do this and show that arrogant hunter up. Yeah. Alright, Cheryl, don't hold me back. You'll get left behind if you're slow. Those simpletons are already fighting amongst themselves. We'll win this for sure. We're going in. See you around. You hope. Cheryl, just shoot him while he's walking in. Just do the gun thing again. He won't know what hit him. How come he gets to go in first? It's just the way he is, Lutz. Come on, let's get the job done. Defeat the monsters at the center of the crash site ruins. If you waste too much time getting there, the other hunters will win. Now, this is a minigame that's actually not bad. It's just normal fighting. We need more fighting in the jobs. We need more battles. Alec, let's get moving. We have to win. If you're gonna have dialogue-heavy games, like, again, I think dialogue-heavy games are fine. I play Persona games, and those are dialogue-heavy. However, I know what dialogue-heavy as in, like, it adds something to the game, and I know what dialogue-heavy, like, padded is. I know what padded dialogue is, and not all of this game's dialogue, but most of it kind of feels padded. It kind of feels like the dialogue is a lot, but it kind of feels like it doesn't really add much to, like, making the characters interesting or anything. A tie might as well be the same as a loss. Okay, let's go. And when all the jobs are very samey, very dialogue heavy, and it adds nothing, then it starts to wear you down. Arctolite 2 was a big game, but it didn't have long drawn-out dialogue. That game didn't have long drawn-out dialogue. Great, slimes. I hate slimes. We'll have to fight our way through. But it's just so annoying. Hey, get over it, Lutz. It's an RPG. We're playing a video game. I don't know, maybe Arc the Lad 2 was like one of my favorite games of all time and I just expected more. So maybe I'm being a little harsh on Arc the Lad 3 here. I think the gameplay is like fun. I think the gameplay is good. I have like nothing bad to say about the gameplay. So there's that, I guess. Force ring? I don't know, coming off of Arc the Lad 2, which had a really good story for its time. It was made in 1996, and it had a really good story. And the characters were pretty good. Not my favorite in gaming, but I like the cast. Especially Elk as a protagonist. His storyline was really well done. I will say this gameplay is better than Arc the Lad 2. If I have to give this game something over the second one, it's the gameplay. The gameplay is a lot better. Just because it has like quality of life stuff. Die? I'd also probably put, I mean, Arc the Lad 2 had good music too, but I'd probably put music in this game above 2 as well. But it turns out, two of the most important things for me, story and characters, are better in the second game. So even though if this game ends up having better music and better gameplay, but if the story doesn't really pick up and the characters feel weak, then I think we know which one I'm gonna like more, obviously. Which at least this game can be better than the first one. Because the first one's like an 8 to 15 hour game. And the balancing was whack, so at least this could be the second best in the trilogy. Which again, I'm not trying to be super negative with Arc the Lad 3. It's just, you know, after playing Arc the Lad 2, which was one of the best games, maybe that has to do with my enjoyment of the game so far. Although we are like under 20 hours in, so I'm kind of like giving it a chance still to pick up. My observations just tell me that it's a very slow game is the thing. What's that? Or at least I hope it's a slow game, because like maybe it doesn't pick up at all, but so far it's just really slow and I hope it picks up. Alec used 3 turns so far. Alba used 4 turns so far. Alex winning! Let's go! What? Oh, you're just getting here? You're so slow I nearly mistook you for a monster and shot you! Yeah, I like Cheryl. Hey, nothing's decided yet. Except that you're a fat mouth. You just wait. We're going on ahead. That guy really bugs me. Let's keep going, Alec. Down we go. Yeah, Cheryl, I found Cheryl pretty interesting when we met her. I was like, yo, her backstory, like her setting she's in and her like personality seemed good. Now that we have her in the party, really looking forward to like more Cheryl moments because she seems interesting. Probably the character I'm most interested in. Ah, more monsters. We're never gonna get to the big monster at this rate. We don't have any choice but to fight. Alec, we have to fight fast, or Alba's gonna beat us. Let's go. I'm on fire. Dude, I am wondering, another thing I'm looking forward to. Oh, I almost forgot this happened because this game has no story. But, remember in the beginning of the game, Alec was saved by a hunter. You probably forgot because the game has been so lacking on story. But Alec has been saved on the hunter. It's the whole reason he wants to be a hunter. I'm wondering who that hunter can be. Part of me is thinking it could be Elk. I feel like that'd be the obvious way to go. I feel like that'd be what most people would predict, and that'd be the obvious route to go. But depending on how they use it, how they use Elk in this game, I wouldn't mind it. I just really want to see Elk in this game. But I also hope they don't ruin him. That's always the hard thing about your favorite characters. They can end up ruining them or something. So part of me is like, yeah, if they want to make that hunter that found Alec elk, that could be an interesting angle. That kind of be the obvious angle. I feel like everyone would think it's elk. But, I mean, you don't want it to be a nobody, you know? So it wouldn't be a bad choice if they did that. But I guess we'll see. Really? I think the main thing is the characters being weak wouldn't bother me if it was for the sense that there was no story, you know? I talk about all the time how I like good characters and how the story doesn't need to be super interesting. I think it's the fact that there's no plot, and the plot is being held up by these really lackluster jobs, which aren't doing much for the characters. Like, think about that. It's so many, like, little negatives stacking on each other so far. Like, the jobs are holding the story, right? The story is basically the jobs. And the characters are not bad. Lutz, I don't like. I'm sure Lutz is, like, funny for some people. Lutz is probably, like, a love or hate character. I don't like Lutz, but I'm sure there's probably people who would like him. But whatever, I don't like Lutz. But the other three are, like, fine. They're not bad, they're fine. It's the fact that, like, the story's being held up by the jobs, but the jobs aren't interesting enough. And the characters aren't really doing much, or the dialogue's not doing them justice, and they're just not getting, like, many cool moments. All of that stacked together in the early game makes it a slog. If at least one of those things was fixed, like if the characters were interesting, I probably wouldn't be complaining this much, and I probably wouldn't really, like, be this way with the game. I'd probably, like the game. I'd be, like, having fun with the game if the characters were better and the jobs were lacking, because I think the characters can lift the lackluster jobs and the lack of a story. It's just the idea that the game is not doing enough with the characters in said jobs to lift it, you know? If that makes sense. Basically, if the characters were better and better utilized in these jobs that are lackluster, I wouldn't mind. I honestly wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind the lack of a story, or I wouldn't mind the lackluster jobs. Like, they would just have to make the characters a little more, like, I don't know, utilize them better, basically, in the jobs, because I feel like sometimes they don't. They kind of just use them, like, Lutz especially, they used to make some lame joke, and I hate it. It's kind of like tired tropes, and you get tired of it. Total turns used 5. Overall, though, not hating the game. Still liking the game, I would say. And we're early in, so, you know, opinions can change. This game can surprise me. I mean, Cold Steel did. And I wouldn't say I love Cold Steel, but in the beginning of Cold Steel was such a slog in the early game, even the mid game a little bit. But at the end, it surprised me. Like, it was good. It wasn't a great game. I wouldn't put Cold Steel 1. I wouldn't put Cold Steel 1 or Cold Steel 2 for that matter. I wouldn't put them in, like, my top 10 or top 20 games of all time. But Cold Steel 1 picked up, and Cold Steel 2 was great. Was better than Cold Steel 1. So, you know, Cold Steel 1 was a good game by the end of it. So I'm kind of hoping the same with Arcalad 3. I'm hoping it can at least turn. Maybe it'll be great. Who knows? But I'm hoping it can at least be good, basically. I'm not expecting the game to be better than the second one. The second one is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm not expecting this game to overtake 2. I honestly don't think it will, and that's not Arcalad 3's fault. I think that, what's it called? I think that as long as the game is good, I'll be satisfied. Like, the game doesn't need to overthrow 2. It's not going to overthrow 2, and that's not the third game's fault. That's just because I hold the second one in such a high regard, and the second one's just really hard to top. It's a really good game. It's got some problems, but I still think it's really good by the end of it, so that's just, like, it's impossible for me personally. Maybe people like the third one more than the second. I don't know. We're winning! Yo, look at Cheryl go, dude. Look at Cheryl's, I like Cheryl's little animation there. Hey, look who's bringing up the rear. Right where you belong. What? I've already been ahead. I just went back to find you. That is the most pathetic excuse I've ever heard. There's a long way left to go. Don't get cocky. See ya. Okay, I actually kind of... Don't get too cocky. Yeah, right. Look who's talking. We need to show him up. Let's go. Agreed. I really like this job. This job is actually pretty good. I just like the banter between Alba and the group, especially Cheryl, because Cheryl's taking center stage right now. And even a little bit of Lutz. I like the back and forth between Alba and Alex's group. This job's actually, like, compared to all the other lackluster jobs, this one's actually pretty solid. The other one that was solid was the orphanage one, even though it got weird towards the end. Great, more monsters. Let's wipe them out so we can move forward. I'm with you, but this is getting kind of old. Is that fourth wall breaking? I'm a little stiff too. Better pull stretcher. Better stretcher or I'll pull something. I've been streaming for 3 hours already. Does not feel like that. Yeah, Graces is a bad example because Graces has amazing characters from the get-go. Well, it's an example of characters lifting the story, but it's completely different from comparing it to this game. Because the characters in Graces from the get-go, I'm interested in the childhood arc. I think it's great. I don't think the story in Graces is like anything special, but I also think it's good. I know people think the story of Graces is bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't even think it's like amazing. I think it's good. I think it's solid. It's definitely good enough, and obviously the characters matter more, and they're great, so there's that. I'm dying. Help. I should use an herb here, actually, instead of relying on Alec. I think Graces has a good story, though. Not great, not bad, but I think it's a good enough story. It's a good enough story to keep you, like, interested in the characters' journeys. IMO. Which reminds me, I get to play Graces tomorrow, which I'm excited for. Hey, Palm Edge. Overall, it is my goal to play all the Arc the Lag games. So, this is definitely not going to be a Grandia Extreme where I quit the game, because Grandia Extreme was frustrating. This game is not frustrating to go through. I can definitely do it. Grandia Extreme was just like, oh, there was no way, especially when they expect you to retread dungeons. That game was just a mess in every possible way. My word, I cannot believe they butchered that game more than Grandia 3. That blows me away. Grandia 3 is already a meh game, but I cannot believe Grandia Extreme is just awful. Sorry guys, you're a little late. We just defeated the big monsters that were in here. The job's finished. Also, sorry I keep interrupting, but this is really important. Another reason, like, I picked up this series is because, I've been thinking about it. Like, I picked up Arc the Lad, right? The Arc the Lad collection. I was like, yeah, I'm interested in the series. And I thought about it, what if I did playthroughs? I feel like it's really interesting to do playthroughs of games that most people haven't heard of. Because the Arc the Lad games are very, very hidden gems. They're like, well, in my eyes, Arc the Lad 2 is a hidden gem. But, they're very, very niche. Like, not much people know about these games. And it's kind of a double-edged sword. Because on the one hand, if you have a game that no one really knows about, you're less likely to get attention from it, or less likely to get good views. Like, it's no secret that my Arc the Lad 1, 2, and 3 playthroughs are gonna be, well, I only have 1 and 2 right now. This one's in the middle of it. It's no secret that they could be a little dense on the view side because they're games that no one really knows about. However, you can also look at it from another perspective. You can also look at it from the sense of like, oh, these games, no one really knows about them. No one's really playing them. There are not really many playthroughs out there. So just think about this. I could be like one of the only people out of like maybe 5 to 7 people with playthroughs of these games. Like Arc the Lab 1 and Arc the Lab 2. There may not be many people who actually played these games on their channels. Like I could be one of the few people with these games, and if someone was by any brink of light looking for a playthrough, they can find mine easier. So I don't know. Also, it just makes me feel good to do playthroughs on these games that are really less known, even though I take the risk of like they're not going to get as much attention as like Persona or Tales of, or what else am I known for? Star Ocean. Even though they're not going to get as much attention as those, I kind of take a risk with that, you know? Like I took a risk when I started playing the Arc the Lag games, and I enjoyed the second one. Like, I didn't get crazy attention with that game, but I really enjoyed my 70 hours spent with the game, and I just played it, you know? I really just think you have to do what you enjoy with content creating. Like, I get it, people, like, have to get good views and everything. Full-time jobs. This isn't even my full-time job, but I just want to do what I enjoy. Like, if I don't do what I enjoy, then why am I doing YouTube, you know? So, I just wanted to let that out there, that, like, I started these games just hoping that I can, like, provide playthroughs for them, and not many people have done them, but also it does kind of risk my channel content, but at the same time, I enjoy them. So, you know. Like I said at the start, we win! Oh, I oughta. This is really depressing. But enough of that. They fought hard to win this and failed. Yeah, lighten up. You two. Yeah, they fought hard, but so did we, and we were rewarded by winning. Job's finished, we should go back. Wait, how did you win? I was ahead of you before. I agree. It was a nice try, all of you. Keep at it. And don't waste your time, they're not worth it. Come on, we have other jobs to do. I'm coming. I hope we meet again. I was ahead of you guys, hello?